Hey there, I'm really glad you're here. Welcome to this mini series. I created this for the teacher, the mom, the woman who knows something is not right in her life, but she can't quite name why she feels so stuck. In these short audios, we're going to walk through and talk honestly about what is actually going on, why it's not your fault, and how working as a virtual assistant can become a real way out. And these are all audio drops very intentionally because I know you're busy. Your life is full. Your life probably feels chaotic, stressful, a little unsure sometimes. And so these were made as short, bite sized audios so you can listen to them when you're in the car, when you're doing dishes, when you're making dinner, when you're nursing your baby, or when you're taking that last little minute in your car before you go into the building in the morning or before you walk into the chaos that is your house. Yeah, I have been there. I still do that from time to time where I stay in the car. It's a normal thing, but that's why they're all audio because I want you to know like you can dive into these when you feel ready and when you feel like you have the capacity because I know what it's like to feel so alone in the mindset that you have right now. You feel like no one else feels the way that you do. You feel like you shouldn't be having the thoughts and feelings that you are because you're feeling guilty about it. But I want to let you know it's completely normal. And I just want to welcome you into this space. So, my name's Carly Ann. Before I started my virtual assistant business a little over 2.5 years ago, I was an elementary school teacher for 9 years. I really loved teaching until it became so overwhelming for my mental health that it was starting to make everything worse. I wanted to be able to focus on my family, focus on my babies, and build a life that I actually wanted. My job was not just stressful, it was making my anxiety and depression so much worse. Like, I used to love teaching, it filled my cup, it was what I felt called to do until I started to fall out of love with it. The curriculums just kept getting more and more distant from what I started with and what I knew was best for the kids. And there was more and more stress on students. There was more and more stress on the teachers to get good scores from the students. And it just wasn't what it was when I started, right? And becoming a mom became one of my most important things. And leaving my babies every morning became such a heartache. Like, it was the worst thing that I had to do. And after I had my daughter, who was my second, and I went through the maternity leave and coming back to the classroom after that, I couldn't do it anymore. I knew I had to find a different way. And all throughout that time, I was dealing with a lot of different things with my mental health, and I was doing everything I was supposed to do to try to fix myself, right? I checked myself into a mental health facility at one point because it had gotten that bad. I was also seeing a therapist. I was trying to do different medications, and I was doing all the things to try to feel better. I was even trying work-life balance, leaving work at work, but then I still felt overworked and I felt like I had to go into the classroom, like into school early, and then I still had to leave a little later, and I was coming home feeling like a zombie. I came to the conclusion that I'm doing all of these things and I'm trying to do what I can. The real problem is my job. And I want you to know that if that's where you are too, it is completely okay. And we are going to dive into this a little more in the next drop. So I wanted to paint that picture for you. That's where it came from. That's my background. And now I have a thriving social media management business where I do my work on my own schedule. My babies are my alarm clock in the morning. I get my kids ready for school. I am the one to take my son to the bus stop. I'm the one to drop my daughter off at preschool. I'm the one that does the pickups. I'm able to go to any of the school parties that I want to. I'm able to, work at night if that suits my schedule. I'm able to work during the day. I'm able to work when I'm sitting on the couch snuggling my daughter, and it doesn't feel like I'm far away from her. It feels like such easy work. I was telling my son that the other day. He had a snow day, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing work." And he's like, "You're doing work?" I'm like, "Yes, look, watch me." And he watched me and he's like, "That's work?" And I said, "Yeah, because these people want their posts to be put up on Instagram." And I tried to explain that to a 5-year-old the best that I could. But I was telling him, like, yeah, they want me to take this video and put it here. And so that's all. I tap here and then I tap here and I take this stuff and put it in. And then I tap right here in this button. I said, "Mommy just made some money." And he was like, "Oh, you just made money?" I was like, "Yeah, I made money by doing that." And that was just such a great moment because I was able to snuggle with him on a snow day and then make money just by tapping a few buttons, but still being fully present with him. And that can be your future as well. And so I want to tell you, like, what you're envisioning, what you truly desire, what you're dreaming of, it is possible. It's not outlandish. It's not crazy. It's not a wild fantasy. It is some people's reality. It is my reality. And I want that to be your reality too. So, if at all throughout this mini series you start feeling like you want more guidance, you want more of the tangible, like, what do I do next? What is my actual, like, next step? The VA Starter Kit's your next step, and it's free. You can get it from the link in my bio on Instagram. You can get it from the link in the description of this playlist, of this video. I'll have it there as well. And it's just a great place to start to set up your foundations and set up your business. And just know that I'm in your corner.